Welcome to G.O.S.T Stories, hosted by LocalMed, where we share stories of some of the remarkable friends in dentistry we've had the opportunity to meet, partner with, and serve.
Hello everyone, my name is Vanessa Vitaliano and I am LocalMed Strategic Partnership Manager. I am here with everyone's favorite goat, G.O.S.T the goat. He's wearing his little hoodie today in honor of our guest here, but also it's a bit of a jury day here at LocalMed. But we're excited because we're doing another chapter of G.O.S.T Stories, and in this chapter of G.O.S.T Stories we have a proud owner of a dental office in North Carolina, Dr. Rachael Schuette.
Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing well. It is not rainy and dreary here, I have to say. North Carolina is wonderful. I want to say it's in the 80s and sun shining. So, okay, I take that back. It's June. It's near 100.
Now, way to rub it in our faces because you were a fellow midwesterner at one point in your life where you had to deal with summers like similar to Chicago where it could be 100 degrees and sunny, or like today, raining all day and a high of 68.
Yes, I'm originally from Wisconsin, actually, north central Wisconsin, up near Eau Claire. So definitely had my fair share of that kind of.
Yeah, so why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, the timeline of, how did you want to become a dentist and how did you get to North Carolina from the Midwest and starting your own dental practice?
Absolutely. Well, as I mentioned, I am from Wisconsin, and I think that really shaped a lot of who I am, but also kind of helped me to get down here. I really don't like to be cold, so as I do, Midwest winters are just not fun. But I did kind of bear them and deal with them. Went to University of Minnesota even for my undergraduate degree, and even when I was in high school, though, I pretty much knew I wanted to be a dentist. I grew up and I had an impacted canine, had that toothless smile because I had lost my primary, and it really affected my self-esteem and my confidence, especially when you're going through those middle school years, which are always fun for everyone.
Oh, they're a blast for everyone.
Exactly. Well, from my standpoint as a, eighth grader, going through ortho and braces and watching them actually place the button on my canine so they could pull it into place, it really intrigued me. Plus, to be honest, when I was in 8th, 9th grade, the idea of what I saw from a dentist, I sit in the dental chair, the assistant does the work, they come by and say, yep, looks good. That's kind of what I wanted to do.
You just wanted to be the person who walks around the office giving up thumbs up to everyone.
Exactly.
You're like the office cheerleader, basically. Dentists don't have to do anything. They go to school for an additional 4 years plus so they can really get the thumbs up down and
looks good. But that's actually what really kind of framed my desire to become a dentist. So when I went to University of Minnesota, I was able to kind of just take classes geared directly towards dental school. Of course, now that I'm in my mid-30s, I wish that I would have studied abroad, done a lot of other things, but that's okay. I got through it and decided to go to Marquette University for my dental school. So we moved back to Wisconsin, but a little further south to beautiful Milwaukee.
Yeah. And so then what drew you to North Carolina? Because your practice is in North Carolina now.
It is. So it's kind of a long, weird, convoluted story. But essentially, when I was younger, my family and I went on a family vacation. And part of our vacation, we were in Asheville, North Carolina. We did like sliding rock, we did chimney rock, all the fun stuff.
Yeah.
And I remember telling myself, I don't know if I want to live here. And so, when it came time to graduate from dental school, at that point I had learned I don't really want to be an orthodontist. I actually general dentistry, believe it or not. I like patient-based, all that sort of stuff. But I was like, I don't really know enough to go practice yet. I really want some experience. And plus, I have a baby face. People aren't going to trust me yet. I just really want to grow into this. And so I chose to go to residency in Asheville, North Carolina. So we lived there actually for a year. And we loved it. It was great. I was pregnant at the time, though. And then we had a newborn for the other part, so I didn't really get to experience it quite as much as maybe I had envisioned. After we had her, we decided it's time to go closer to family again. Being down here and isolated for that first year was a little challenging. So we actually went back to the Milwaukee area, and I practiced there for about 6 years before we got sick of winters and decided it's time for a lifestyle change. And here we are in Raleigh. So we just decided we're going to pick up and we're just going to go for it.
Yeah. And have you loved it ever since?
Oh my gosh, yes. My husband and I sit there and tell each other every day this was the best decision we made. It was a hard decision. It actually took many years of going back and forth. Do we move? Do we stay? Do we move? Do we stay? And it was great. You know, it's great. I originally, when I moved down here, I worked as an associate in Raleigh. Got to know the area a lot. Really got a lot of good experience at that associateship. And then decided, okay, this is where we're going to be. We're really happy. It's time.
Yeah.
So that's the practice.
It's cool to see how that came full circle from when you were a child and you had that dream and that now you've accomplished that in a sense. I mean, that's got to be kind of exciting to have that come full circle.
It is, you know, it's really neat. But it just kind of goes to show that if you have something in the back of your head and you really want something, it may take a long way to get there, but you know, things are meant to be the way they're meant to be. You just have to try to get there.
Yeah. So obviously you're a very determined person from that story alone right there. But what kind of inspired you to, you know, once you're in North Carolina to then have your own practice versus just being an associate at another practice?
Well, I was an associate at a very busy practice here in Raleigh, and I absolutely loved it. I learned a lot. I had a wonderful boss, if you will, mentor, I call him, colleague now, who really helped me not only learn about dentistry, learn about practice management, and just kind of learned also, you know, how to give back, that sort of thing. And so with working through him, you know, I got a chance to really gain a lot of confidence that I hadn't had from previous working experiences. And with that confidence, I began to kind of sit down and really look, what are the important values that I have and what is it that I want to be able to bring to my patients? And as I mentioned, we were a really busy practice, which was wonderful, but I really like to talk and really like to get to know my patients and, you know, just kind of hang out. And it just wasn't feasible to do that in that sort of environment. So, you know, I started deciding what is it that I want, and through different conversations with different people, I realized at my heart that I wanted to start up a practice and kind of make it my own, since I have practiced for so many years with, you know, different little pieces of information along the way. It kind of let me form my vision, and so I just decided, let's just do it.
Yeah. Well, that's exciting. And I know we're excited here at LocalMed because we have been able to be part of that growth and that startup with having the online scheduling for your practice. I know you've only been doing it for a couple of months now, but I think last month alone you had 15 appointments booked online. So how have you been able to incorporate LocalMed's online scheduling into what you've already been doing at the office, and how has that fit into that and enhance that in any way?
Absolutely. Well, first of all, I absolutely love the idea of online scheduling. But I will be honest, I was very hesitant about it.
You're not the only one, by the way. So,
Yeah.
I mean, feel free to share with us of what your thoughts were of,
Absolutely.
you know, of online scheduling and hesitations and kind of how that's all worked out for you.
Yep. So with me, and as I kind of previously alluded to with my vision of my practice, I like to talk. And so my initial vision of the practice is, we're going to have instant contact with our patients. We're going to call them. We want them to hear our voice on the end of a line. And then, you know, I started thinking about things and seeing things and talking with some friends such as Shayna. I know that you spoke with her back a little bit ago.
Yeah.
And got the opportunity to really learn more about you guys. And I realized that we can tailor how much patients have the ability to schedule and how that really could work with my practice flow. And so I was like, you know what, I'm going to give it a try. I want to see how this is. And it is really great because a lot of our patient base and a lot of our demographic is working moms. And working moms just do not have the time sometimes in the middle of the day to call and make an appointment, look at their calendar, kind of juggle all that stuff.
Right.
After the kids have gone to bed, just like, I understand that.
Yeah, you got 2 little ones at home, right? Yeah.
Yep. Yep. And, it's kind of that time period between, 8 and 10 where a lot of things really happen for me. And, I was like, maybe I'm missing something here. So, we started implementing that just a few months ago. And really, I wish I would have implemented it actually before I even opened my doors. I hadn't known about LocalMed at that time. And if I were to do it again, I would definitely implement that prior to opening so that you could get those pre-open bookings.
Right.
So, yeah, I love it. It's been great. But we do make sure, like I said, to kind of tailor it to our practice. We kind of limit when patients can schedule, and we work with, LocalMed to kind of figure that out. So it's really easy to do. And then also, whenever we get that email, we make it a point the very next, if it's 10 o'clock at night, morning when we open, we call that patient personally. So they still have that personal touch, even though we use the technology to get them, get their information, get them on our books.
Yeah.
So able to kind of marry that a lot better than I thought that we would be able to.
Yeah. And a lot of our clients, that's what they'll do, is that they'll still treat those patients like any other patient. So whether they called in, where it may be, where they are still reaching out the next day, if it was booked the night before, or if it came in at 11 o'clock in the morning, they'll give them a quick phone call, welcome to the practice, see if any additional questions. And it just overall creates such a positive experience for the patient, because in their mind, they're like, well, this is really easy to book online, and they're excited for me to become a patient now at their office. They just gave me a phone call, see if any questions, welcome me. And it's just an overall positive experience for the patient.
Yep. And even our patients of record that we have now, I was just listening to a message this morning when I came in, and they're like, oh, I see I missed you. I'm going to go online. I'll just go ahead and schedule my recall. Like, it's awesome to hear that, and because what we've done is we have blasted it out there. You can book now, and we have it on our Facebook page right up there. We have it on our Google page right up there. We say it on our voicemail. We are currently not available. However, if you want to schedule, and I think that that's really, it's really cool to see that. And what's so nice with LocalMed for us is that it does integrate so well. We use Dentrix, and it integrates so well into our scheduling system. And it's so easy to use. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad it's been successful for you so far, and you keep seeing those appointments. So when it comes to kind of like the marketing for your office, with being a newer practice in a sense, have you had any hiccups in marketing, or just struggles that you've had with marketing trying to get a new practice launched?
Well, I've not been overly heavy with marketing, I'll be honest.
Okay.
My whole vision is I want to grow right. I don't want to explode, and don't get me wrong, I love that. But at the same time, I haven't really been pushing marketing all that much, so much as just treating the patients right when they come in the door and really hoping to get a lot of those good quality word of mouth referrals.
Yes.
As I said, we do have Google, so I do a small amount of Google AdWords a month, which has been very successful. We are a PPO practice, so I do take certain insurance plans, and again, we get a lot of our new patients from that direction as well. I'm really only in one small, nicely done local magazine here, but beyond that, I really don't do any marketing. So it's been pretty minimal for that. We try to just be visible in the community. Try to do our little Facebook things here and there, and that's pretty much all we've been doing for our marketing. So having those online avenues, with the Google AdWords and the Book Now button has really been beneficial for us in that aspect of it. But yeah, we're not big into our marketing yet, but we're going to be.
They got you. You are the face of your practice. That's why people are coming,
And my team. So I've been working really hard for this past year to grow my dream team, if you will. And I love my team that I have right now. And so now that I feel confident in what we are delivering to patients, I feel like I can go out there and we can start to speed up that delivery a little bit more and grow more exponentially. So,
Yeah, well, that's just great to hear. And it's always, each office is so unique, how they're able to be successful, but also with like a startup of what's worked for them, for their type of practice, for the demographic that they're reaching out to. So it's always great to hear input, like example in your case of just what's been working for you, and even just down the road. I mean, it might be different 5 years from now, and knowing you and how determined you are, you're going to still make it align with your goals and be successful. So,
thank you.
So you had mentioned that you went to school in Minnesota. You went to dental school at Marquette in Wisconsin. I went to Carthage in Kenosha, Wisconsin. I love Wisconsin. We got G.O.S.T wearing his Badger colors today. We got University of Wisconsin here. So question for you. What food or beer do you miss the most that you get in Wisconsin that you just don't get in North Carolina?
I can say that without a doubt, it goes together well. Spotted cow.
Yes, spotted cow is my favorite.
Favorite combination without a doubt. Give me that anytime I'm up there and I'm happy.
Spotted cow is hands down one of my favorite beers ever, but they probably almost make it more enticing because you can only get it in Wisconsin.
Right. So we have family that comes down every now and then, and they may bring us a case or two just because they know how much. So at least we get it on occasion.
That is nice. See, I'm only, here in Schaumburg, Illinois, we are only about an hour from the Wisconsin border. So there's definitely been times where I've just gone just right over the border, pick up some spotted cow and come back. So
you have to get the cheese curds too.
Cheese curds, yes, most definitely some cheese curds. I don't eat brats, but I know a ton of people love. I can tell you like the brats. Wisconsin brats are good.
I'm very good. I struggle finding my favorite brats down here.
Yeah, can you find any cheese curds in North Carolina? Is that even possible?
People look at me like I'm crazy. There are some restaurants here and there that carry them, but primarily if you're going to find anything, you're going to find mozzarella sticks, which just really is.
No, it's not the same.
But, yeah.
Yeah, well, you'll definitely have to hit up all those, which is all fattening food basically in Wisconsin, but I love it. It's my favorite.
Yep. Yeah, I miss it.
So Rachel, if anyone has any additional questions for you or wants to learn more about your practice, how can they get in contact with you or find out more about your practice?
Absolutely. Well, my website is crazy long, but essentially it's the name of my practice, Blue Ridge Family Dental Apex.com. And you can also reach us on Facebook or Google us. We're here in Apex, North Carolina. So.
Perfect. And obviously, anyone listening here, you can find us on the LocalMed Facebook page as well as our website. Make sure to be looking out for G.O.S.T on those different avenues. But yes, if you have any other questions, you can obviously reach out to either of us. We'd be happy to chat with you. And we'll see you all then the next time on G.O.S.T Stories. Thanks, Rachel.
Thank you.